Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right. CFL week number 7 is upon us. Week 6, 3-1 on the straight-up picks, 2-2 against the spread, and 2-2 on the over-under. Okay, not horrible. 7-5 last week. Year-to-date, 13-9 on straight-up picks, 11-11 against the spread, 17-5 on the over-under, 41 for 25, so that's 62.1%. Not too shabby whatsoever. I don't think so, at least. All right, 4 big games this week, starting tonight, 2 tomorrow, 1 on Sunday. Next week, we get back to the Thursday night games up until the end of August, and then CFL will be Saturday and Sunday only during the NFL and college football season. All right, the 1-3 BC Lions taking on the 4-1 Edmonton Elks. BC is got the 5th most points scored this year on average at 30.8, while they're 6th in points given up at 34.2. The Edmonton Elks, can't say that today, are 6th in points scored at 29.6 per game, while they are 1st in points given up on average at 24.2. Very stingy defense. Offensively, yards-wise, Lions 452.1, 1st in the CFL. Their defense is 4th, while the Edmonton Elks are 4th in offense and 5th in defense. Nathan Roque this year, 71.3% on pass completions, with 5 touchdowns by Cody Fajardo. For the Edmonton Elks, a 69.4% completion, with 8 touchdowns. All time, Edmonton actually has beaten BC 89-80-3. Last year, BC was 3-0 versus the Edmonton Elks. In week 5 this year, BC got their only win of the season and Edmonton's only loss, where BC won 36-24. I so badly want to pick BC to win this. But I just, at home, Edmonton's been really good. I'm going with Edmonton. Edmonton minus 3.5, over on the 59.5. All right, the 4-1 Montreal Alouettes taking on the 2-3 Calgary Stampeders. Montreal 3rd in points scored, while they're 5th in points given up, while Calgary is 1st in points scored and 7th in points given up. So they are scoring, on average, 38.8 points per game, while giving up 35.2 points per game. That's why they're 3-3. Offensively, Alouettes are 2nd in yards on the offense and 6th in defensive yards given up, while the Stampeders are 6th in offensive yards and 7th in defensive yards. When you're only getting 384.2 yards per game, 6th in the CFL, but you're giving up 434.4 yards per game, that's another reason why you're 2-3. Davis Alexander, a 70.1% completion percentage with 8 touchdowns for Montreal. And Vernon Adams Jr., 62.2% completion with 7 touchdowns for the Stampeders. Montreal leads the all-time series 43-28-2. In 2025, Montreal was 2-0 versus Calgary, while in 2026, week 6, Montreal won 37-30. I got Montreal winning minus 1.5 and over on the 63.5. The 2-3 Toronto Argonauts taking on the 2-3 Hamilton Tiger Cats. Argonauts 2nd in points scored on average, 9th in points given up, while Tiger Cats are 7th in points scored and 4th in points given up. For the yardage, Toronto is 3rd in offense, 8th in defense. So they're actually getting 449.4 yards per game on offense, but their defense is giving up 436 yards per game. Chad Kelly's only at a 68.9% completion percentage, but he's got 14 touchdowns. On the Tiger Cats, 7th in points scored at 25, 4th in points given up at 27.2, 8th in yards per game at 334, 2nd in defensive yards at 370. But Olivia Mitchell has a 78.9% completion percentage, and he's got 9 touchdowns on the season. Hamilton has these just little, hey, that's awesome, but oh, not quite good enough. Oh, that's awesome, but not quite good enough, it seems like. Hamilton is 99 and 93 and 2 in the all-time record against Toronto. Last year, Hamilton was 2-1 versus the Argonauts, and then Toronto's actually won 6 straight prior to that, and then Hamilton has won 5 of the last 6. So these teams have been really streaky versus one another. Yeah. So like I said, Hamilton won 6 straight versus. Toronto won 6 straight versus Hamilton, and then Hamilton's won 5 of the last 6. Toronto's actually favored by 4.5 here. I actually am going to go Hamilton plus 4.5 and over on the 55.5. Next up, we have the 3-2 Winnipeg Blue Bombers versus the 0-5 Ottawa Red Blacks. Yeah, that's all you got to say. 8th in points given up, 9th in defensive yards, 451.0 per game, 9th in offensive yards, 8th in points scored, and Jake Meyer at 66.8% completion ratio and 7 touchdowns. That's all you got to say about Ottawa this year. Yeah, not great. Winnipeg, on the other hand, 9th in points scored, 2nd in points in fewest defensive points per game, 7th in offensive yards, 3rd in defensive yards. Zach Collar is at 71.8% completion with 5 touchdowns. Winnipeg leads the all-time series 12-7. Winnipeg was 2-0 last year, and they've won 3 straight versus Ottawa. So I got Winnipeg winning, covering the 4.5. You have a team that struggles to score in Winnipeg at 23.8 points per game. Very stingy defense at 24 points per game. You have the Ottawa Red Blacks, who are 8th, and they're basically tied for 8th in points scored, 23.8. But their defense isn't any good. But Winnipeg's offense is, well, not great. I'm going under on the 59.5 or 55.5. So yeah, that is the thing. So Edmonton minus 3.5, over the 59.5. Montreal minus 1.5, over on the 63.5. Hamilton plus 4.5, over on the 55.5. And then Winnipeg minus 4.5 and under on the 55.5. All right, that is week 7 of the CFL. As always, thanks for watching the Arbor Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a 50-day Arbor Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports talk content.